Hey guys, so we are working on a little experiment here. We're trying to mod this. It's a Stinger bug zapper, and we're trying to turn it into a hornet killer, yellow jacket killer, hornet killer. And yeah, they will already kill yellow jackets and hornets, but I've taken it apart here, and I've taken the stuff apart on it, and the lid, and you can see there's the transformer. From what I've read and stuff online, the transformer takes 120 volts and turns it into 2000 volts. So it kind of pops like an electric fence. And if you look right down here, you can see there is a wire cage or tube inside of another wire tube. And most of you probably know how this works, but it makes a connection or a ground when the bug or the yellow jacket or whatever gets inside here and touches in between these two wires. That causes the juice to jump, and the bug grounds it, and it jumps through the bug. That makes the circuit when the bug does, or the yellow jacket. But what I've done here is I've taken it apart, and a lot of times these tubes in here between the cages will have a really wide space. Now it works real good for moths and different kind of bugs and mosquitoes and stuff. But I've noticed a lot of times a hornet or something will get in here and they'll crawl on the outside or they'll crawl on the inside, but the space is so wide in here that it doesn't zap them. So I have taken the staples out of it, and I've narrowed this space down in between the cages. I've narrowed this down so that they won't have a whole lot of room. Even if their wing or their leg touches from cage to cage, it's going to kill them. And what I'm thinking about doing is, is putting some bait down in here. Maybe putting a sticky pad or a double face tape or something, and sticking a piece of bait down in here. Maybe like something that hornets would be attracted to. Some jam with apple cider in it or something. You don't want to put just something sweet, because we don't want to kill honeybees. We're only after hornets, and the hornets like soured stuff, and sweet with a sour I get a hornet, but it won't get to honeybees. So what I'm thinking about doing, and I'm open for suggestions. Maybe some of y'all have some ideas. If you can see this cage here, it already has kind of like a little tube on the inside of it. What I was thinking about doing was adding, like gluing this down to it like this, and maybe instead of hanging this thing the way they normally hang, putting it like this. That way, if a bee or something does go in there, and he tries to come back out that same way, he's not going to be able to. He's going to have to go through that cage in order to get out these sides here. He can't just fly back out that hole there. If I put this in it, he won't be able to. It'll have to, and it kind of works like the bottle traps you see people making for yellow jackets, where they turn these inside a bottle, and the bee, they won't fly back up through this. It'd kind of be the same principle. But I'm just thinking that instead of having this hang like this, we'll put it to something and have it maybe like this, sideways. Then have our bait in here, have it plugged up, and when they fly in there, and of course we'll put this back over the transformer, but when they fly in there to the bait, where I've narrowed that gap between them wires, they'll hit them wires, and they can't just fly in there and won't be able to just fly right back out. I'm thinking maybe this will work. Of course, I'll glue this in there with some hot glue. But I'm open for suggestions. Some of you out there, y'all might have a better idea than this, or might be able to add something to it that I haven't thought about. But we'd sure like to hear from you guys and see what you think. I don't know if I showed this or not, but I know I showed that I narrowed this gap between the two cages. But I put zip ties in there to kind of ensure that the two metal cages don't touch each other. The zip ties is creating kind of a little space in there where the cages won't be against each other, because if they touch each other, it's going to spark and short out. So, as you can see there. But that's just something that we're working on. So here is some Japanese hornets. And we're going to show you what's going to happen in our hornet killer. Okay. Thanks for watching.